Hi, we're on YouTube. Look, Mom. I know, I know. Oh, God. Yeah, it has been a while. Well, the month, let's see, it was May. So the month started okay. Then, uh, let's just get to the big thing. I topped my first ever regional. Fantastic. Yeah, we did. hmm Well, we topped V Premium, which was a lot of fun. Playing that again was quite nice. It's a bit refreshing. I didn't have to deal with the overtrigger, so that was so that was fun. I got to play Thavas, and I never thought that Aquaforce would be a good deck ever, and now it is, and it feels nice to play something I actually enjoy and not something I thought was just going to be good. Um, Won the dice roll all day. That was the best part of my day. Is just winning the dice roll. Yeah, I was playing Thavas, so going first, hitting that grade 4 when your opponent's just on grade 2 feels quite nice. I'm gonna put you down, big boy. Hmm. No, no, oh, no, 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 no. Yeah, it's just the advantage that you generate from just going to grade 4 while your opponent's on grade 2 is nice because Lambros, when he attacks, he restands a column. If your opponent's at grade 3, it gets power, but just restanding a column is strong enough if like one of my games, for example, he tried to rush me, and then I went to my grade 3 turn, and he only had like I think like 5 or 6 cards in hand. So just ripping cards out of your opponent's hand and then just rewriting to the grade 3 afterwards and getting another Excel marker is just so nice. It generates a lot of advantage going first. Yeah, we yeah, we had 5 rounds, cut to top 8. Don't tell anybody, but we may or may not have bubbled in to 8th, and we were that honestly is our special. The guy the guys that I team with, that's just how we get into top 8 now. We just bubble our way in. It's fantastic. It's happened twice now. One at the regional, another one at the 3v3 case tournament in Final Turn Gaming. That was that was a that was a day. Yeah. Yeah. Audio issues? Mm.
That should be good. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Can they hear you? Is that the question?
That is true. It's still tied. I should be fine. Let's chat since we have some people in the chat. Can you guys hear me now? Yeah. The real question is, am I even monitoring chat?
I don't know. I'm looking at chat right now.
Yeah, they can hear me. All right,
Uh,
we're good. We're good. All right, it
nice,
was
nice,
it was some
nice.
input output stuff on my side. All right, we're good to go. All right,
Cool.
but yeah, bubbling in the top eight. Top eight. Like I said, it doesn't matter. You got there. So
Yeah, baby.
so we got so much to talk about. There's so much stuff going on. Even with like because we're reaching the end of Springfest, right?
hmm
There is a Bushido Rumble online that's going to happen for D Standard coming up. There's also Legacy Cup in Final Turn Gaming coming up in like 2 weeks. Then Legacy Cup in Virginia Beach coming up in like a month. exactly a month. It's the 8th. And then we also have like there's a tournament in June the 25th in Atlanta, Crow's Nest. So no matter like every time I think that there's going to be like a slowdown with Vanguard, like 10 more things pop up that are just going on. We have a new set at the
Not to mention set 10 comes out tomorrow. Yeah, just reshapes the meta.
I may or may not have already built Zorga. Don't ask me what I got. I will not confirm nor deny whether I've already opened the case or not. And then we have Messiah. Messiah also introducing itself. We have Gandiva introducing itself. We talked about Zorga. We have Hexa Orb, but we still have obviously the old contenders with Chrono Jet and of
course
Ava, of course. Yeah. Do you see anything falling off, kind of like backing out of the picture that you think?
Falling off? If Youthberg wasn't already off the radar, I don't think he's going to be on the radar for this set. Just if you're going to play Keter, you might as well just play Hexa Orb. Deck's cheap and good. Other than that, Brankett got a lot of good toys to play with this set, so I don't see any of the Brankett decks going away. Other than Youth, that's it for me.
Yeah, I can't think. I think no, definitely Youth. I don't think that'll be seen as much. I mean, it's already hard to see it kind of happening, but I think Ava will lose favorability in playing. Like, I think it'll go down. I think it won't be as popular as it is. I don't know what happened because we're on YouTube. I don't know what the alerts are, but whoever is subscribed, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I think that's what it is. Like I said, we're new. We were on Twitch. Twitch is getting a little bit iffy. I don't want to talk about it other than that. I was like, I'm out of here, and we essentially just like created a whole new thing. And essentially now we have like the cool layout. We have obviously the cool little intro thing going on now. That's completely new. So essentially season 2 is like just new us coming through, right?
New season, new me, baby.
Yeah, new season, new us. That's what it comes down to. I'm excited for our guest tonight because obviously I went to Newark as well. Super fun. I enjoyed my time. I wave of like it was crazy as far as like the experience was standard because like there's a lot of stuff that happened that people don't know, right? Because it wasn't really talked about on like Twitter or anything like that as far as like the repairs on standard side and then the silent repair. Essentially they did a repair without even announcing it while everybody was already seated. And like the only way people found out was because one person didn't sit down in time and was like, hey, this is my seat. And they're like, oh, I guess I'm moving somewhere else. And they were like, oh, this is my seat. And this is my seat. And eventually there were enough people getting up there like, oh God, let's check the tables. And because they did not announce that repair at all. They were just people just like, hey, this is my seat. When clearly when they announced the round, that was not their seat to begin with.
Right. Oh man.
So it was like that was a silent repair. It's really weird. There was an actual repair, which they announced. Thank God, because I guess they were just trying to let people figure it out. But Top Cut, there was some crazy shit that happened, and it was on the standard side. And I want to talk about it like with our guests because they were kind of impacted them straight away.
Right.
So I don't want to like kind of say what it is. We'll kind of wait for him and kind of talk to him about it. This is one of those things that shouldn't happen. I can't. It doesn't even show me the name of who subbed. I gotta fix that. But whoever it was, thank you. I appreciate it. We love you thank you for the sub.
Thank you for the sub. We love you.
But like, it's one of those things. Like a lot of that stuff wasn't talked about afterwards. But when you think about like what happened at Newark, it was crazy.
I'm excited to get into that segment.
Yeah. We'll talk about it with Spoon, who's going to be our first guest from Team Lionhead Gaming that had top. Like we were talking about earlier, new set coming out tomorrow for some people, last week for some, 2 days ago for some. What are you building out of this set?
Oh, we're building everything, baby. We touching everything. Well, first the priority will be upgrading Avant-Garde. That deck's going to be really fun. Building Gandiva, because that deck is nuts. I haven't tested anything at all, so this is building it and going in blind and seeing what sticks and what doesn't and
Hmm.
what it's good against. And then, of course, because I invested into the deck when it was too damn expensive, and now I just keep going. I'm building Unica Mask.
Unicorn
So,
Mask. Okay.
what about you?
I'm touching a little bit of everything. I got a case, so I'm already over and done with on my side.
Mm,
The big things I was excited about is Zorga, just because I play everything that's kind of green.
yeah.
I kind of put my hands on everything green, and then I'm really excited about Hex Orb. Realistically, I think Avant-Garde, like we only get like two cards really that can kind of fit in there that you can kind of replace a few things. But until we get that promo, it's kind of holding us back a little bit, and I feel like we're gonna get that promo way too late, and time's gonna pass, and the deck's kind of be like kind of flutter out. But
Yeah.
like, there's so many okay cards that I think will be good later, like
Mm,
the Prison Grade 3, Aurora Princess, Battle Princess Penetrate, Aquas, or something like that. I think
mhm.
that's going to be really good later. And also I guess what are the people calling them cyclers, essentially, that they go back to the bottom of the deck on the right one. The one for Stoicheia that stuns the front row.
Oh,
It seems on paper really, really good to stun the front row,
yeah.
depending on what you're playing against, obviously. But I mean, I'm interested to see how Gandiva affects the meta, like how many people are jumping into it. Because thank goodness the Fuzzy Paradox and the website, VG Paradox, you can see what's topping in Japan and ahead of time. I think our meta is obviously a little bit different because we lack like Monster Strike and like timing of different promos, but tends to say somewhat similar. So I think a lot of people are going to pick up Gandiva. I think that's why the TCG player price is so high on it for the base rarity of it.
Mhm.
When I feel like it's not really worth the price tag that it has, because I think people are trying to sell it for $16. Triple rares you get like 6 or 7 per case, so they should all be the same price because you're getting the same amount of each of them. But for whatever reason, people are looking to sell them $16 because I guess that's the hype of it, right?
Right. Oh, I hate hype pricing.
I
Makes
mean,
it so hard to
it's
get
the way
into
the
the game.
market is, right? Because you get the same amount of Zorga as you do Gandiva, but Zorga's $4, Gandiva's 16.
Yeah. Did
And
did you hear about that fiasco with somebody's case?
no, what's going
70% of their case was just Zorga.
on?
It was just Zorga. Like, I saw the post on Facebook and I was like, wow, that's fantastic.
That is hilarious, actually.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it because it didn't happen to me, I guess. you know. But other than that, like obviously the masks are gonna be, I think, staples for a little bit. Obviously they're
Yeah.
releasing more masks, so that's gonna be the thing. They are gonna reprint it, I think, at some point. The promo with the dude. It came out as a promo in Japan. I assume that we'll get that at some point. The mask promo
Okay.
as a common.
Yeah.
But
Hopefully.
there are mask was another thing. I got 7 mask in my case, so I don't
Oh.
know where the $35 price tag is coming from. Because it's not like
You
it's
get a
4 of each. Like that's a lot.
yeah.
7 is a lot considering like
Yeah.
some of the decks mostly run 2 because they're searchable.
Mhm. Mhm.
Obviously some run 4, but 7 is if you're playing like a deck that's unless you're like that guy that must have, you know, I can't switch my cards out. I need like 24 copies of mask.
Oh. Those guys. My problem is like I sleeve all my decks in the same sleeves, like of the same nation, so I can swap all the cards in between. But
Mhm.
like it's the mask. If I decide to play another mask deck, I'm like, damn, I have to swap this card out in the sleeve. It just gets tedious. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Nobody needs 8 copies of a mask to go into 6 different decks.
Yeah. I mean, play how you play, I guess.
Hmm.
But like realistically, I don't see the price tag matching the output of mask,
Yeah,
if that makes sense. Leonard mask, I have no idea who's going to be playing that.
I'm expecting to see the sauce with that Aqua Force looking Great One thing with Soul Blast 2. I'm gonna see somebody play it. I know it.
I don't know. I'm not 100% sold on Leonard mask. Virena is still struggling. I don't care. I don't care how many mirrors they got. That is still a struggle as far as like that deck as a whole. It's I don't know what it's missing. I really don't know because it has multi attack, right? With Jiva,
Yep.
you have draw power with like arcs and other
Or,
stuff. Like
yeah.
I don't know. I really don't know. Like maybe
It
they
just got countercharged. Like I don't know what it
I
needs.
don't know, and it's still like not there. And the thing that's funny, I was talking about this the other day with Julia.
Hmm.
Drink some water. I was talking about this the other day, right? You think about like the past, right? As far as like G, right? You
Hmm.
talk about the main characters of the thing, Chrono, right?
Hmm.
Time Leap was the fucking shit. Time Leap was beating people's ass, right? Luard, another main character, dude, beating the bricks off of people. That deck was fucking fuego, absolute ham out of the pack, right? Let's go even further back, right? Let's go even further back, right? Spectral Duke and Azel
Oh.
beating the bricks off of people with Azel, right?
Yeah.
Legion, right? You had Ren, Phantom Blaster. You had Thingsaver Dragon. You had Dragonic Overlord with the beating the brakes off people with those decks. It's, like we can jump around to the main characters and be like, damn, these decks were crazy. These main characters were out here beating people's asses. But now you go to the main characters, right? Virina. Alright, I guess. Like even like Magnolia had a little bit of time, but then after they were like, you know, all right, we're gonna ban this for a little bit, and then now we're like, Magnolia has like a dedicated core group of players, and other than that, it's like, I can't figure it out, man. And now Bruce was supposed to be like insane with the like, you know, oh, I have 18k on your turn, and Final Burst is active. I mean, Bruce did have his time for a little bit, like early on. But man, did that fall off and hasn't been seen since. But most importantly, our poor protagonist, Yu Yu Kondo, man, his deck is some shit. Like I don't know. I don't know where we go from that with that.
Like it was so bad they rebooted his like Vanguard, his grade 3 unit. Like they had to change it.
It's been hurting since, and like even this set, you know, you got a few pieces, and we're not even thinking. We're playing Gandiva. I don't even know who plays that in the anime. Like we're playing Gandiva, you know. When the like one of the strongest decks is like some
A
randoms,
side character.
some randoms.
Yeah.
Obviously, like Zorga, I guess he's like the main villain dude, and I guess I don't know about Dragold. I haven't seen it in action, so I guess I need to see more from Dragold. But like the mainline anime like protagonist decks are like we're out here like who?
Yeah, for real. Yeah, shout out to all the anime fans that are playing Virina and trying to make it good. I'm praying for you. I really am.
Yeah, we'll pray for him. Let's talk about the last thing, right? The introduction of these new cards that are like essentially Soul Blast. One when you discard during the ride phase, it goes to the bottom. You draw a card, and then it also has a Persona ride effect. I think these are good additions to it. Like, how do you feel about those new cards coming into play?
I think it's great. Giving you, sorry, let me do the mental math really quick. It's a net 1 for a Soul Blast 1. So
I'll break even because you discard it. It goes to the bottom. You draw. So
yeah, breaks even for a ride. I think that's great. Also just cycling through your deck more, putting stuff back, and like each one of those grade 2s are just a good unit on their own. Like you said earlier, that Stoicheia unit is hilariously broken. Just stunning the front row is like, oh, that's strong. I think it's a great addition. I think it fills out some of the slots that some of these decks just don't have for a good grade 2 unit. So I think it's a great addition.
Yeah, because they're generic and then like on Persona ride stuff kind of goes on.
Yeah.
It's good, but you see how quickly we moved away from the grade 4s.
Yeah.
Because now it's like on Persona ride and stuff like that, and like if so, like it's we very quickly moved away from grade 4s, which was hit or miss. I enjoyed the grade 4 kind of stuff going on. I like their effects and what they were thinking with them. I understand the transition out of it because you don't want to get sucked up and kind of locked into that for like every unit. maybe we got to make a grade 4 Eugene or a grade 4. They essentially, what we're doing now with the mask and stuff, is almost kind of like a brake ride era, because you need to ride over a grade 3. Not Persona ride, but I mean, like, from like Hexorb, Aquamarine, and like
Right.
into the mask stuff. I think that's really cool. Because it brings it kind of has like an element of that break right there where you had to, well, without waiting until you get to 4 damage and be like, all right, let's do this thing.
Yeah.
It's a little bit faster than that for sure.
Yeah, I'm excited for Set 11 with all the quote unquote break rides with those new grade 3s for the glitter decks. That looks, I really like just giving a new form to old grade 3s and just seeing what works.
No, for sure. All right, let's take a quick break here. We'll bring our guest on, and
Hell yeah.
we'll be right back, everyone.
I gotta see new transitions.
Okay, welcome back, everybody watching on the YouTubes. Once again, Edward Vanmanz. I have Eddie joined with me, and joining us now from Virginia, my area, comes to my locals. We're talking about a Cloud9 fanatic that was on Cloud9 at BCS Newark, going all the way to 3rd place with Draconic Overlord, formerly known as Taylor, always known as Spoon. We got the boy Spoon here on the podcast. What's going on, brother?
What up? How we doing?
Doing good, man.
Good to be here.
So, first time on Legacy Podcast, there's a thing we have to get out of the way.
All right.
Is because we always ask everybody, essentially, what is your favorite deck of all time? Essentially, if you've played from the very, very beginning to the very, very now, favorite deck of all time, and then what are you currently playing?
Oh, favorite deck of all time is actually the first deck I ever got. It was gifted to me for Christmas to get into the game, but it's the original, Garmor, Puppy Paladin deck.
And for those who don't know, Garmor Puppy Paladin, essentially.
Yep.
You swarm with dogs.
Yeah, you just play the dogs, and then
Garmor is the dog, so
you already know. And then decks I'm playing currently, well, it comes out tomorrow, but I am an old Hexorb enjoyer. So I'm ready to play the new one because it makes my life much easier. And then I also picked up Unica.
Oh, God, what a deck! That's all I got. What a deck!
I'm too lucky to play Unica. Like I don't get the crits like in my hand. Like I have to check them later. I'm like, man, it's too late.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, so let's talk about Newark a little bit. Obviously, we went up together.
Yes.
It was yourself representing Team Lionhead Gaming with other two teammates, Greg and Zach.
Yes.
Talk about composition, where you guys playing, where you guys are seated, and let's talk about the just rounds in general in the beginning.
Yeah, sure. I will preface this by saying that this is the least prepared for a tournament I have ever been. I ain't practiced shit before I went to this one. I borrowed the deck. It's Overlord. So, I mean, I played Overlord all day. Have Overlord in your hand, have Halbay in your hand, put 2 rear guards down, swing with your Vanguard.
Profit.
I didn't need to think about anything else. I was vibing the entire day. Greg was playing Chrono Jet. He was sweating his ass off all day. Zach was playing Eva. Literally beads of sweat running down this man's face to remember to play that order on turn 1. I don't know what to tell you. But I had a great day. All day. So yeah, I can just go through the rounds. Round 1, I actually played against Chrono Jet. I won round 1. He did. It's not like he didn't do any. He did everything he needed to do. I did the final push. Persona wrote on my last turn, hit the man for 6 damage, and that was all she wrote. It didn't even matter that I won. My 2 teammates had already won. So my theme throughout the day was my games took longer. There was like one time where I won first, and I was the one who won, and that was just because I double crit a dude on 3, and then it was out from there. But like I decked 2 people out, like
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was I was struggling, but also I didn't have to think, so I was not struggling all that much at all. Round 2, I played against the mirror match. I think round 2 is like the only one we can't remember, and through process of elimination, my first 6 rounds I didn't play a single mirror match. Like I played a different dude playing a different deck every single round.
Wow.
So yes, it was crazy. Greg played a mirror match every damn round. Like I don't know what to say. Like I played Chrono round 1, and then every Chrono player in the room was B. So that's who he was playing. I do know that I lost round 2 though, but it also didn't matter because I was the last one playing, and my 2 boys had already won. So I was just chilling. Round 3, I played against Bavsagra. This dude was very good. His team was very good. His team, we met him again in top. We didn't meet them personally, but they were in top 8. Let's put it that way. He was the first person I decked out. Like I won through deck out. The round was incredibly interesting, but also not very interesting at all because I drew my first 8 cards of my deck and I had all 4 PGs. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm just gonna win. I mean, vying anything incredibly unfortunate.
Yeah.
I just PG'd the Vanguard attack 4 times.
You had enough time to go to deck out, and then people were still going to time.
Yeah. Yes. We finished with 5 minutes left. And he decked out. But he knew what he was doing, and I knew what I was doing, and we were just going. Which are my favorite type of Vanguard games. Like, you both know what you're doing, so you can shortcut a little bit, and you just go. Round 4, I played against Youthberg. And I decked this man out. So
That's great.
As
Two
it
deckouts.
should be.
yeah, two rounds in a row. I was just like, I decked both of them out. I was like, maybe that's the secret win condition. I just decked the dude out. So now we're 4 rounds in. I'm 3-1 personal, and the team's 4-0. So we're sitting good. I'm not prepped. I'm not expecting anything. I'm playing Overlord, vibing. Good day. Round 5, I played against Letitia. I'm going to be real with you. I have never played against that deck in my entire life. Because I skipped that part. Like, I took a 3-month break. Letitia came out. I didn't see any of that. So, but the deck was interesting. He didn't get enough orders for his first 2 grade 3 turns, which is,
it's over.
from what I'm told, extremely unlucky.
Yeah,
The man looked through the top 20 cards of his deck and found 3 orders. So it was just bad. But I win that one. Their whole team, I can't remember exactly what all of them were playing. I think one of them was also playing Overlord, but the other guy was playing some... I can't remember what Greg played. I just know it was some wild stuff. And we were both XO at the time. So we were like, holy moly, man.
Was it Shoji?
No, that's later. But yeah, so team 1, round 5, 5-0. I'm 4-1. We're moving into the day. Round 6 is the first time I play something that I've already played, and it's just another Overlord mirror. I thought I was going to stomp this guy, because I hit him to 4 before he went to 3. He then healed twice, and on his first grade 3 turn, he over-triggered me. So I was like, I'm at 5. I heal back down to 4 on my turn, and he double crits me on his first Vanguard swing the next turn, but I go crit over trigger. So
it's always nice.
Yeah, so we both over trigger each other. But I don't have anything I can really do. I don't have a Persona ride. I don't have anything, so I just swing at him twice. And he's got 8 cards in hand, so I'm not doing anything. He goes into his turn, swings for the first one. I have a PG, and then does his second swing, and I just can't guard it. I'm like, okay, if you're going to get it, you're going to get it. He hits me for 1 damage, and I 6 damage heal.
Oh.
So I go to the next turn. I'm like, all right, maybe we can still win. But he's got 10 cards in his hand, and I don't have anything I can play as a rear guard, so I just have to swing twice. And then he bops me on the next turn. But by the time I'm we're done with that, teammates have already run, so playing for pride. But it was a fun game, so what am I gonna say? So after round 6, we're 6-0. I'm still not stressing it. Zach, who is our A player playing Eva, is currently 6-0. He has not dropped a game. And then Greg, I think what Greg and I told each other is we're carrying each other, and then Zach is carrying both of us. So if I'm gonna lose, don't lose when Greg loses. Greg doesn't lose when I lose. So
there you go. That's the system.
That's all you got to do. Round 7, I play against my first Eva. Dude's very good. Also topped. They're actually the people we played for third. So we see them again. He does all his stuff. Eva, I have a weird relationship with Eva as a deck, just because it never seems that Eva blows me out of the water. Most of the cases, I always feel like I'm in it, but if I could just Persona ride one fucking time, I could win. But I didn't see any Persona ride. I didn't see anything. So I lose. And the team loses. So
oh, no.
we're 6-1. Yeah, spoiler alert, we don't win in rounds again. Yeah, so round 8 happens. I play against Chronojet again. And this is the team with the Shojin Doji player. He sits up against Greg and beats his ass.
Because Shoji,
dude,
Shoji
it just
does that.
I looked over I think I win the dice roll. I go first. My opponent is riding into 3. I look over at Greg's game and they're fucking done. I was like,
God.
what? I was like, what happened?
That guy's
And he looked at me and he's just like, got my ass beat. I don't know what you want me to say. Like, all right. All right, you know what? Fair enough.
That is speed gaming right there.
Man was on one. This is the only thing I didn't like, and I mean, I'll just say this as like a personal note. Zach loses, like in the middle of my game, so they win, right? Home dude who played Shojin Doji just like gets out of his seat, starts yelling, like fist pumping, doing a whole bunch. I'm like, dude, I'm still playing. Also, it's a children's card game. Please calm down. So Greg was pretty salty about it, and you know, the whole team as a whole. So we're 6-2, but we have the best tiebreakers in the room. So if a 6-2 is going to get in, we're going to be the ones to get in. Turns out a lot of 6-2s got in, and we were the highest one. We got ranked. We were 6th. So rounds get called, top 8 happens. We're 6th place.
Yeah. Let me talk about that because
yeah, go ahead.
Obviously, there was a point where it could have stopped where there were a bunch of X1s, which is they could have cut the round because they had 2 undefeateds, and obviously one of them won, which means we have 1 undefeated. Normally, any other card game, that's it, end of rounds because we have 1 undefeated. Let's go to top 8, whatever it is. You guys still would have made top 8 with that. You guys still would have made top 8 with that. Well, that's fine. But they played an extra round, so a bunch of X2 started playing against each other, and then the undefeated played down and lost as well.
Yes.
So now you had 5 X1s. And
yep, and we were the first X2, 6th place.
17-ish X2s. So it makes it so unevenly thing where people like...
Yeah, if you...
Like it could have been
if you weren't...
It would have been maybe like 1 X2 or 2 X2s made it in.
Yeah, if you, I mean, when we went 8 rounds, if you weren't X1 and you lost at the beginning of the day as X2, you weren't making it.
Like it was
like the one of the X1s who we played at some point, I think they lost their first round and then they just won out. But if they had lost one more, I don't think they would have made it.
Yeah, it was weird because like I said, any other card game, 1 undefeated, you cut it there. Because you avoid situations like that where there's like 30-something X2s. Well, it was like 15 X2s. It's a lot of teams.
It was a lot.
It's a lot of teams. But
yeah, man, boys trying to go home.
You know, it is what it is. Obviously, before we get into the top 8, put your deck list up here for the chat to see. Pretty standard.
Yeah, it's Levi's list.
Levi's list he topped with in Atlanta. So 4 Arter Hatchet for Hal Bay. And then the big difference is that people play Brachio Force, some people don't. I think it's pretty much a staple, Brachio Force at 4. This obviously changes the next set. There's some stuff that can be tweaked around. But that's pretty much the list itself. Pretty standard. Pretty, it's about as...
Yeah, and I wasn't taking...
It's about as solved as Overlord can possibly be.
Yeah, for this format, it's you got the 1 flex slot, and it's how many Brachio do you want to play, and,
and
I played 4, and it worked out well all day. So,
and of course, that info was brought by VGParadox.com. Pretty much look up any deck list that has topped in the U.S. and Japan for like I guess the major I guess the U.S. side really is just like the Springfest, the BSFs. Of the world, but the Japanese side you get a little bit more of like the Grand Prix and stuff like that, so it's a little bit more other tournaments taking on that side of things. Top 8
gets called.
Top 8 gets called. They called the number. They said, "Hey, they called you." You said, "No, they didn't." I said, "Get the hell up there." They did. So
yeah, we're 46. It sounded 46 or 42, and it sounded like they said 20, whatever. I was like, whatever. And we got called, so I went up. Deck checks happen. Deck checks are always funny. Head judge goes to check Zach's deck, gets a question from somebody else, says, sorry, I have to leave. Leaves and goes, answers the question, comes back to our side, and then starts deck checking the team to the right of us. I was like, you were just checking our stuff. You just checks all of them, comes back to us. Another person has a question about a deck from the other table, so he gets up again and goes back over. Now, as funny as that is, we're still not the last person to get deck checked. So, but that takes a while. We're all good. Zach changes one sleeve. My sleeves are good. Greg's sleeves are good. We're in there like swimwear. Top 8. The first round of top 8 is the salty run back against our round 8 opponents. So, Greg gets his ass beat by Shojin Doji one more time. It happens.
Oh, Lord.
He got bopped.
Poor guy.
And then Zach wins, and it's up to me, and I'm the last one playing. And the way it worked out is I was in an unlosable position. So, like, the dude who's playing Shojin Doji, like, looks over at his buddy's one card in his hand, and he just goes like this. And he just shakes his head, and I'm like, yeah. Guard out his entire turn. Swing. He takes 1 damage. He's got 1 card left in deck. I pass. Game over.
Peak person is Stealth Road Sojo Doji. Just gonna put it on screen real quick, just to scare some people.
Shojin Doji's the new boogeyman.
Yeah,
Greg is currently having nightmares about Shoujo Doji.
Put him up there real quick.
Wakes up in a cold sweat.
Dude, so is our entire locals, because we also have a dude who plays Shoujo Doji, and apparently he smacked everybody Monday, and I couldn't go. So
no, I don't think it happened on Monday. He wasn't there.
One of those days.
He wasn't.
One of those days when that man was there.
Card looks sick. Chad's like, card looks sick. Yeah,
Card does look
sick.
sick.
Card makes people sick to their stomach.
Yeah.
But that happened. Then you guys in top 4. No, wait,
top 4.
Yeah, you're in top 4.
Yep.
Talk about the game, and then I'll talk about the situation.
Sure. Long story short, we lose. I won, not me personally, but the team lost. I played the Overlord mirror match. I think
it was mirror matches all around, right?
Yes, I want to say yes. Yeah, it was just mirror matches the whole way. Yeah. But I win mine, and I think I want to say it's not down to Greg. I'm pretty sure I'm the last one. They've already won. My stuff just takes longer. So we lose.
And then that's when it happened.
And then 10 seconds after we lose, the head judge comes over.
Yeah. So the head judge...
And I'll let Ed take it from there.
The head judge comes over. From my understanding, from what I was watching, right, is he goes to confirm what team numbers had won and what had lost. And they asked for their team number, Spoon's team number, and it was like, that's not us. So they had mispaired. They had mispaired top 4. They had put the wrong people against the wrong people, and to the point where the guy was like, I guess it was the head judge. It was hard to tell who was the head judge.
Head judge was the one that said we have to repair.
We have to repair, which almost sent the other team into
he would have knocked him out.
So I'm not gonna say the names, but that's my boy. We go way back from way back from the early Buddy Fight days when him and his brother used to play Buddy Fight, and Vanguard as well, and he's still playing Vanguard. But he would have beat the bricks off of this dude and been like, "All right, I'm out of here," and thought nothing of it. So I had I had to calm him down, like, "Yo, just chill out," because it isn't worth it at the end of the day, because it is still a card game.
Yeah.
We don't play for money, luckily, because if I guarantee you, if there was a pot on the line, he would no second thought he probably would have threw the chair through this guy. But
I mean, it was bad.
It was absolutely egregious. That should never happen because all it takes is 2 seconds to be like, all right, what number are you? Okay, you are playing this number. Just make sure you're playing this number. But the thing is, at the end of their other game, all the guy did was say, oh, you guys are done? You're playing that team over there. And then it kept it moving. So it's something that takes literally 2 seconds to confirm who they're playing. It didn't happen. Almost sent this whole thing into a spot. Like, almost caused this whole thing. Luckily, Bouchard made the decision to say, you know what? Whatever. Keep it the way it is. You guys are really cool about it as far as like, yeah, we'll keep it the way it is. The other team, I want to talk about their game, but I don't want to talk about their game because it's I don't know if they want it out there. The other team was on the last couple of players. It was a Chrono Jet versus Overlord. There was a big misplay. I don't want to bring it up because I don't want to put their business out there. But Eddie, I'll tell you after.
Okay.
But yeah, sorry, Chad. I don't want to put it out there because it's none of my business. There was a huge misplay by a player causing them to lose that game. But then you guys were playing for third, which obviously in this event still matters because third is the play mat.
I gotta get the mat, baby.
Exactly. So go ahead with that one.
We're getting the salty run back against the team that beat us round 7.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm playing against Eva again. It does not look good for me. I don't have a good start. Home dude, I think, crits me on turn like grade 2, so I'm at 3. I go into... I'm not going first, so goes through, but I go do the Overlord turn. I don't have Hatchet, so I'm only getting 1 drive check if I stand back up. I swing the first time with Overlord. He's at 3 already, and he takes it, and I go crit.
Oh.
And then he dies. And that was the most anticlimactic top 3 I've ever had in my entire life. But he was like, "Oh, I had 1 PG, and I had this is the most disrespectful thing I think I did all day." Where he was like, "Yeah, I only had 1 PG, and I was going to PG the next one." And I said, and I looked, and I didn't say it, but I was like, it wouldn't have mattered. And I took the top card of my deck and flipped it over, and it was the over trigger. So,
oh my god!
Jesus.
I was like, he wasn't gonna win.
Yeah.
I cheesed him, but he was gonna lose.
Yeah, and I saw Greg's game.
Greg's game was wild.
He was getting worked, and he ended up healing out of it, with miracle healing, and then getting the run back essentially on that other turn. So that miracle heal essentially secured the top 3 because unfortunately Zach was in control of his game with Ava, so he was playing Ava against Overlord. Overlord player essentially swings, hits the OT crit. It was like, oh, okay. Second check was a crit and a heal, and then I was like, oh, it's over. It is over at that point. But he was in control of the game. It was such a thing where that's the that over trigger. That's the
only scenario he was losing.
Yeah, that's the over trigger that people are like, oh, I hate over trigger being in the game or whatever. But at the same time, you had the Chrono Jet game, and it was a heal that made the difference, not really the OT.
Yep.
But very good showing. Like I said, Spoon is from my locals. I want to bring him on, kind of talk about the day, getting third. Second Virginia team to get third this season. You have Springfest. I think it's every time we move up by 1 or something like that. But we'll see how people do kind of on singles when it comes up towards the end of the year. I'll probably do Newark again. Because it's probably the closest. I'll probably do Atlanta because I can do those things where I'm go for 1 day and then just leave Sunday because Sunday is. I'm not playing premium. I'm not playing.
I think I'll try. I'm gonna try to do both. Yeah. So our car will go. Push comes to shove, I'll make Darren drive up to Atlanta. So.
Darren Lane, classic Science of Vanguard individual.
Yeah, boy.
Other than that, we spoke about, obviously, there's a few Legacy Cups coming up. One in Virginia Beach. I'll assume you'll be there.
I will absolutely be there.
Anything else looking forward to? Obviously, we have the new set coming out tomorrow. Other than that, I guess that's pretty much it, right? There's nothing
That's
else.
pretty much. I'm looking forward to legally stacking my deck again.
Yep, absolutely. Spoon, appreciate you
that's-
coming on.
yeah.
And when did you start playing Vanguard? Like, I think it was the same time I was technically.
Late 2012, early 2013, because I think I got it as like a Christmas present December 2012. No. Yeah, December 2012, and then I started going to locals January of 2013. So,
It's been
10 years.
You don't realize how long it's been until.
Yeah, I topped ARGs, bro. You already know.
Yeah. Before we transition to a break, real quick, any last word shout outs out here?
Shout out Lionshead Gaming. Shout out my boy Greg, who's been playing with me for this entire 10 years. Shout out Zach, who went from going X7 over 2 days to going 7-1.
Oh, nah. Look, so whatever happened at that Atlanta one is whatever. So there's
I'm talking about last year.
Oh, last
last year, because that's the only one that affects me.
so Eddie, let me tell you, Eddie, you know Zach because he topped with Orphis at the Virginia Legacy Cup. So he was the one that won that one. So here the thing is, like, right? I've said this because since that day, because that was a boys trip, right? It was just the boys going up to play Vanguard, and then essentially he ended up winning it, right? So I was like, damn, boys trip Zach is unstoppable. Right?
Goated.
Absolutely, probably one of the greatest players of all time. If it's a boys trip, Zach will get you there, right? So Newark was the first time it was another boys trip situation. It was a boys trip Zach again. So this is two boys trip Zachs that have absolutely ran through people. All right, so there is going to be another test of a boys. There's going to be another situation where there's a boys. If he goes 3 for 3 on boys trips, this guy is Thanos.
I'm making Julia stay home when we go to the team leagues again.
Yeah, I don't know like how to explain it and how wild it is that boys trip Zach is like a thing. It's starting to rumble as far as legends in the Virginia side of things, on the south side of Virginia.
He just goes sicko mode every time. Like I'm proud. I'm proud of where he's come from. From what he started with, because he's only played Vanguard within like the last year, so he's new, as the kids say.
Yeah, newish to the game. No, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. We will take a short break and be back. People on the YouTube land, appreciate you guys. Spoon, appreciate you coming on, and I'll catch you guys later.
Yep.
My big boy, look at you.
Okay. All right. Welcome back, YouTube world. We gotta work. I gotta work on the music transitions because it's like if you do like mid song, like it doesn't like fade out, like like all cool and stuff. So I gotta work
Oh,
on
does it
it.
just cut?
Yeah, it'll just cut
Ah, huh.
and like whatever, which is it is what it is. But we're new to this stuff. Obviously the VODs are gonna be saved, so people will be able to see it later. YouTube's a little bit of a different world now that we transitioned to it with Vanguard and doing the Legacy podcast on here. We're still bringing the same kind of style. Trying to bring people to interview every now and then, kind of highlight other people in the community, and see like their perspective on stuff, like what happened and stuff like that. Other than that, Lion's Head Gaming does have some new product that if you guys have been watching on the all overlays, there is a metal archive token. If you go on the website, use Legacy at checkout to get 5% off your order. But now, not only do we have the Tamriora mat, they also have some markers and some tokens that can be used. They have plant tokens, like foil plant tokens. You see the Witch of Mercury, like metal kind of field center type token going on. And then Archive as well, which like Archive with the gold background actually looks really, really good. If you check it out on the site, it is definitely up now. Let me.
Oh, those plant tokens are adorable. Oh, I love them so much.
Definitely check them out. If you go to the Legacy Cup of Virginia, there may be some raffled. And Eddie and Fuzzy got Tamriora play mats, delivered them to them. If you want to show that off, Eddie.
Now, I'm not gonna lie, this is one of the nicest mats that I've held. It is great quality. It's got stitched edges. It's fantastic. The art is amazing. If I can get it, there you go. Look at that. That is fantastic. Super nice. Not too thick. Stitched edges, all that stuff. It's a great mat. Great quality.
Yeah, I'm looking
Loving
forward to
it.
kind of like the anime play mats that'll come out in the future. Because if
Oh
you look
yeah.
at the Witch of Mercury token, that thing is nice. I don't play Yu-Gi-Oh, but I'm still gonna have one, just cause. What I'd like to see, like maybe like in the future, maybe like some like going first, going second type deals. Like how we have
Ooh
that
yeah.
for Vanguard. I think that'd be really cool. Like where like but not like a metal one, because a metal one might not be that bad actually. That'd be kind of cool. Like going first, going second.
Yeah, I think a metal one would be dope.
Yeah, they do fit in standard size sleeves. As far as the tokens themselves. And also the metal tokens as well. Oh, Fuzzy's here. What's up, Fuzzy? Appreciate you joining us. But we should have Cristian coming on in a little bit, hopefully. He's gonna check his stuff and kind of get the thing going. Yokani, who was in the chat, appreciate you coming on. Had drawn that mat that you have. Obviously, very, very. I like the mat. I love the mat. And
I love the mat. It's great.
Fuzzy himself has loved the mat. I'm glad I hand delivered it to Fuzzy because I don't get to see the homies from New York a lot. Crazy thing, right? So it was a topic that came up as far as like streaming events, right? Bushiroad doesn't do it. Obviously, the Legacy Cups that we've have had streaming done. Like Greylock is pretty much streamed from a closet, is what I literally said, and they've done it. They've had it done, but I don't understand why Bushiroad doesn't stream their top tables. Like even if they have no commentary, I feel like they can still stream at least a top table match. Does that make sense? Because I feel like it would just highlight players and stuff like that. But like, is it because I think they don't have staff or like volunteers? Like, what do you think it could be?
Do you want my honest opinion?
Yeah, I want the honest truth, man. That's what we're here for.
The honest truth. I'm afraid that they will catch something on the stream, whether it be like ambient noise, the crowd talking or whatever, and then have it be associated with them. I think it's just a big PR thing because it doesn't make any sense not to stream it. People will watch it. People are interested in seeing these top table like.
The thing is, you can capture the cam and not the noise. Right?
Yeah, you totally could. You could just cut the noise.
Yeah, you can cut the noise at least from that area. Like, let's say you have a separate area that does commentary, sure. But even if you don't have commentary, you can have music playing in the background and just have that kind of going. But even like I don't know. I think it's one of those things. Like I feel like it's is a thing that can happen with a little bit of work. But I don't know if Boucher wants to like hire someone to do it at the same time.
Yeah,
because they barely get volunteers. New York had definitely not enough judges for like what was going on, and I think it's a product of like the way they've changed things. So before you used to get product and not get paid, and that brought a lot of people because like some people can't get that extra little bit of money because it'll push them over some tax thresholds and stuff like that. But like getting the product for your services, I don't have to worry about my tax or anything. I'm just getting boxes.
right.
So I don't know.
Weird situation.
It's a weird. It is a weird situation for sure. Other than that, I just wanted to kind of before we bring Cristian on, I'll just talk about Lionheads Gaming, who's our sponsor. Check them out. Discount code Legacy in the chat. Beautiful mats confirmed by not only Eddie but also Fuzzy. There are a bunch of Time of Year mats left. I think. Look, just go to the Legacy Cup in Virginia Beach. There are going to be some cool raffles, thanks to Lion's Head Gaming. So maybe you'll get some cool stuff. It's July 8th, and it's going to be fun.
I know for a fact I'm picking up some Plantogs. Those things are precious. I love them so much.
It's so derpy. All right, let's go to a quick break. We're gonna bring our next guest on. It's just gonna be a few seconds here, chat, and we'll be right back with you.
Streaming for an hour now.
Yeah, we have. Yeah,
yo.
it usually goes for a bit.
Yo, why y'all
Yo.
talking on my
Oh my
transitions?
God.
Jesus Christ, acting like y'all know each other. Hey, welcome back, everybody watching on YouTube. First with Edward Vanmanz, a Legacy podcast, joined by Eddie and this man. I love this man. So, not only is he probably the most prominent doll collector in the United States, Pale Moon enthusiast, Nightmare doll enthusiast, but had a huge weekend in Newark, topping V and also Premium. We have Cristian. Bro. Woo.
Hello.
Whoa.
Hey, baby.
Yeah, baby. What's up, man? How are you doing? How you feeling?
All right, tired. Long day.
Tired, long day. Probably just got off of like 30 hours of work. Because the one thing I
Feels
do
like it, honestly.
feels like it. All right, so let's talk about the weekend that was. Newark, New Jersey. You played, like I said, had it happen to top both V and V Premium. V, what did you play? What did the team play? How was that day?
So for V, I played Luard. My teammates, the other one played Melody, and the other one played Aquaforce. So Kevin, actually, I dragged him into regionals. Yeah. The man hasn't played like a year or two. I just dragged that man out.
No, that's good.
I was like, you know what? I'm not expecting the top. Next thing you know, third place.
Yep, exactly. Not expecting the top. What was the mantra for the day? I just want to take a nap.
Yeah, I was tired.
Did you guys
Was it go ahead?
No, did you guys drive there the day
What
before?
were you gonna say?
Did you guys drive there the day before, or was it like the day of?
We drove the day before, so we left at like 10 in the morning. You know, white man Peter, his ass took forever. You know, his ass took forever to get fucking ready. You know, he ain't a white man.
Yeah, Peter is definitely.
The man ain't.
Peter's an
The man is
anomaly.
non-punctual.
Yeah. Peter's an anomaly. He's never on time, for sure.
Nah, that man's like an albino Asian person. I swear to God.
So how many rounds did V have? And who?
V had 5 rounds, so I think we went X1 that day as a team.
Do you know what you played against?
So, oh hell no! I don't keep track of that shit.
You were probably asleep half the time because I remember because V I wasn't keeping track of much of V because I was on the overdress side. Eddie, you were playing V as well.
I was.
You guys were X1 or X2 for your side?
We were X2 and we got it.
So
Yeah,
you guys bubbled in, and then you were comfortably X1, or what was the first loss? Cristian.
Me?
Oh, me? No, we were X1.
Yeah, you remember when the first loss was? Was it at the end or towards the beginning?
That was like towards the beginning.
Oh Jesus, that's like a heart attack to lose like round 1 or 2, and then just like, all right, we won out. What happened? I don't know, man. I was asleep.
Yeah, honestly.
So as far as Luard for V, why Luard?
Because it's Luard. I play Shadows. Shadows was the first thing I played when I started playing Vanguard.
True.
So I was just like, fuck it. We're going to play Luard.
No, for sure. And
so we played Luard.
Yes, Luard's still pretty strong, obviously generating the force markers, getting huge, and it does have multi-attack. So at a certain point, you're just blowing people out of the water. It just takes maybe a little bit of time, but Luard also has a lot of survivability. So I think, in the current meta is a good choice. And then you said your teammate was Melody?
Yeah, Melody and Thavis.
Okay. Yeah. No, those are good choices, honestly.
Yeah, so, what was it? My guy that was playing Melody, Jonathan, he was going to play Orange. I was like, nah. So I play Melody. Because the card that got unbanned on, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, play Melody. This man, like 1 or 2 weeks before, he's like, Cristian, I'm going to play Melody. Because this card got unbanned. And I was like, boy, I told you this as soon as it got unbanned.
It's one of those things where like he wanted to make it seem like it was his idea, right? He was like, "Hey, Cristian, let me tell you something real quick. Look, I know you told me to play Anj or something, but I'm gonna play Melody." And you're just like, "Yeah, man, yeah, play Melody. No one told you that."
And then Kevin with Thavis, we were supposed to play test like so many times. I think we only play tested like 3 times before regionals.
Jesus. When did Kevin stop playing? Do you remember? Was it during V?
Kev? Yeah, it was during V. No, he stopped playing during V. Okay. He picked up Prison for Standard, but he never updated it to Surf Snow or anything, or to Pure Light.
I gotcha. No, the reason I was asking, because like I know Thavis, like a lot of the cards kind of are older-ish, like they've been around for a little bit. So I wonder, like, no, but there are some new cards too. So like,
yeah,
because it's really about knowing, like, I guess when you can go off on Thavis, right, and when not to. And I mean, you can't really.
The only new card that Thavis got to play with was that promo grade 2.
Okay.
Everything else for it is pretty much what came with Thavis in the beginning.
Okay, I gotcha. All right, so it's more really just like knowing the tempo, and if you know card games from, like, I don't think you unlearn that. So I think if you read your cards and say, like, not rush it, I think you should be fine. And Kevin's not dumb, so I feel like it'd be different if you were playing somebody like that completely forgot everything, you know?
Yeah, Yeah, so Kevin did it fine. What was it? With Luard, my matchups were some were pretty nice, like Udana. Sometimes I saw her most of the time. I didn't see it once, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't able to hit with the crit first grade 3 turn. And I was like, fuck it. So, but what I like about Luard, it's the multi attack, and I even tacked in the bat again after Georgia, and I was like, hey, look, now it's 4-card guard almost every turn.
Yeah. No, the bat's smart. The bat's smart because, like you said, it's an extra chain of attacks on top of that. Jeez. Lord is impressive.
Yeah.
Like, when you think about it, like, after the fact. I've been out of V for a while. I've not played in a while. But, like, when you think about how impressive Lord can be, it's a lot of attacks that get really, really big.
Yeah. I think the most force markers I got on Lord, one game was 9 force markers.
Jesus.
I was just like, oh, rewrite and just take on.
And then you ended up third that day. Do you know what you played in top 8 at all? You guys were exhausted. Like, when I saw you, you were dead. So I don't even know. I didn't think you were there completely. you know?
I'm like, nah. Because we played, I played against my friend Nick and his team.
Mm-hmm.
And I played against Chris. Before the round even started, my head was already on the table. Ready to pass out. Judge comes up, goes up to my teammates. Is he okay? Is he alive? They're like, yeah, he's alive. And then he was like, earphone out. I'm like, fuck.
Oh, yeah, they do that.
I was like, can I listen to my music? So, but yeah, and then, let's see, top 8. I don't remember what I played in top 8, but top 4, I played against Anj.
Mm-hmm.
To go to see if we were going to the final, to see who gets first place. And I fucked that up because I was going to win, but I fucked it up because with his first rear swings, I guard from hand instead of intercepting with my grade 1s.
Oh, yeah.
So he bounced back the grade 1 that lets you intercept. So I was 5K short.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's mistiming essentially because it makes a huge difference. Yeah, so I know what you mean. But still, getting third on the day is huge though, because like it's like the difference between 4th and 3rd is a playmat, right? It's actually a playmat that says, "Hey, I got 3rd."
Yeah.
So like like ever since they added that, like because before it used to be top 8 playmats, from way back in the day, but then when they started doing this top 3 playmat only, I was like, Jesus, 4th place really gets shafted. You just get a certificate and a high five. So that kind of so going for 3rd, it makes a big difference. It makes it like a little bit more like I guess intense.
Yeah, I was actually a bit surprised that there weren't like no medals or trophies anymore.
Yeah,
Springfest.
It's been scaling back. Like now it's just like one prize card for just the top team, and then it's playmats for top 3. I know before, like a lot of it used to be playmats for top 8, but they've been scaling it back, and it kind of, I mean, we don't pay for the tournaments, but at the same time, it kind of sucks that you don't get like a top 8 thing.
Nah, because I remember last year for top 8 for when I got top 8 in premium, each team got 6 promos hot stamped.
Yeah,
and that was the Bermuda promo.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact you get nothing for top 8 this year kind of sucked.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's a weird change because I don't know. I feel like they have the ability to do it, right? Because like let's say right for top 8, right, Shadowverse is coming out. Let's say they gave you each like one of the promos for Shadowverse, each of them like one of each for top 8. That would have been an okay prize, right? Because they have a bunch of them. They're just gonna sit around. They're just gonna throw out somewhere down the line. But they gave you one of each of that. Even that would have been like, okay, cool. At least, I made top 8 and got these or something.
Yeah. So, yeah, that would have been nice. But it's bushy. What can you expect?
Yeah, exactly. And then premium, what'd you guys play? Same team, right? For premium?
Same team. So my Melody player, he played Regalia,
Oh, okay.
and I told him, "You're not playing anything else besides Regalia." He wanted to play Highlander. I was like, "No, Regalia." He wanted it. He just kept going. I was like, "No, you're playing Regalia." I was like, "You're not allowed to play anything else besides Regalia." And then they'll ask me. I was like, "The reason he's not allowed to play anything else besides Regalia is because that man puts in more effort to play testing and learning matchups with Regalia than anything else."
No, yeah,
And that is what's important.
Yeah, in premium for sure, it's like a lot of comfort. It's a lot of knowing your deck, and then obviously knowing the opponent's deck is a big thing, but knowing your deck makes a huge difference.
Yeah, so whenever people want to play meta, I'm just like, play meta. Are you gonna learn the deck and the matchups? No, you're just playing meta because you're playing meta. So that's what I told him, and look what he did. And then I played Dolls. And then Kevin, that man surprised everyone with Angel Geese.
Angel Feather Geese. The Evan special.
Yeah, I'm a special.
Yeah, the Geese. Yeah, go ahead.
What was it? He even won the 1% against Mega Colony.
Damn.
God.
Oh man. Yeah, it was against one of the teams from our locals. Round 7, last round of Swiss. Fucking some Oregon player. I'm just like, cool. He's like, all I hear is 2 to pass. My man goes crick. Banks it, goes from 3 to 6. I'm like, well then. I was like, that sounded like it was a good game. I look to my right. I'm like, ah shit. My man's on Geese against Mario Colony. I was like, it's over.
I'm just gonna put the Angel Feather Geese list up real quick. Obviously, you can find it on Fuzzy Paradox's website, but super interesting because like you have the ability to kind of cycle stuff out and force like the triggers for the acceleration, but you also have the ability to like heal, as well to kind of mitigate that. But then Hamiel also exists, obviously. So even before then, you have the ability to kill people with Hamiel. So it's pretty crazy, like kind of how that deck kind of functions.
Yeah, but the thing is, he doesn't use Hamiel for the pressure. He uses it to check more triggers.
Yeah.
Because he'll keep his opponent at 1, and that's it.
And then just keep cycling through, trying to get to the triggers as fast as you can with the Angel Feather abilities, essentially off of that, right?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. And then if his opponent's heal from 1 to 0, he's like, well, you got your 1 damage. That's all you got.
Mm-hmm. That's funny. That is funny. And then what did you play? I don't think we talked on that.
I played Dolls.
Nightmare Dolls. The multi-attack deck of the decade.
Yeah, so played Dolls, nothing new. I think I've only had 2 rough games that whole day.
Gotcha. What was your guys' record after 7 rounds or 8 rounds for
7 rounds.
That's a lot of rounds. What was the record?
X1.
X1? All right, that's good. That's solid.
Yeah. No, we lost because, let's see. I was playing against DP, kept them at 0. Mm-hmm. They went into... goddamn. I always forget the stride. That shows you how much I care about DP.
Cosmo Winger or the...
No, it wasn't Cosmo Winger.
The one that gets the plus... The restander.
No, it's the one that gets power for every regard and damage. But anyway, the opponent went into that stride. He had no damage, whatever.
Yeah, that's Cosmo Winger. Cosmo Winger gets 10k for damage and regards, and then it'll get a crit, and then plus 2 drive, something crazy. Yeah, plus 2 drive, crazy.
That's strong.
Yeah, Shows how much I care about DP.
So essentially, swinging with the crit, 5 checks, like 100K, and if you don't have a PG, you just it is what it is.
So yeah, so he swung. I was like, all right, cool. I either no guarded it or was like 2 to pass because I was at 1.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You know, he was on force 2, got an extra crit, cool, whatever. First drive check, OT.
Oh.
I was like, oh, nice. I was like, we lost here, boys. Went from 1 to 6, right there.
Yep. Because he has the
And then,
he has the crit from that. He has the crit from the effect, so that's 3 already. You double it off the OT at 6.
Oh my god.
So before any other triggers, you're like, oh well, all right then.
yeah. So and then Kevin, he told me he got OT too. So he lost there, and then my Regalo player, he was playing against Dolls, and I would never understand why Dolls players like going to XL2. I feel like that's really bad. So my man had a Leslie behind an Alice, hit the OT and put the OT on the Leslie.
Okay.
So they swept us that round. And that was the only round we lost. And then we lost in top 8.
Do you know who you lost to?
I lost to Highlander.
Highlander?
I G-assisted.
Oh, yeah, that's never going to go good if you have the G-assist, essentially. Once you have the G-assist at any point, it's like, you're so far behind, it's like, whatever.
Especially going first.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God.
Because if you G-assist if you G-assist when going second, it's a break even. You get a draw and you get the quick shoot.
Yeah, and you can get rid of those 2. But if you go first, it's going downhill. You got 4 cards in hand, I guess, if you draw. And then it's a struggle from there, but still, it's still a huge weekend. Obviously, getting top on both days, so you guys should be super proud. Other than that, anything else happened at the venue? What was the food move after for you guys?
Shit, we just went to a pizza place like all weekend. So last year, Springfest, we were just looking for a place to go to eat.
Mm-hmm.
It was a halal pizza place. It was like 10, 15 minutes away from the venue.
Okay.
Bro, for $30, 2 extra large pizzas and a 2-liter soda.
So you just feasted on pizza.
Oh yeah, and wings.
I dig it. You got to go to this place called Tops Diner.
You said Mike's?
Tops, TOPS.
No,
it's called Tops Diner.
Anthony wanted us to go there.
Oh, I went there. Oh my God, Cristian, that food was so fucking good. All right, first of all, right, they had they called it like something fried rice. It was like Amazon fried rice. It had ribs, right? You had some rice, some eggs, some carrots on it. But you know what I found in there? Plantains. They had plantains in that bitch. I was like, hey, yo.
Don't even get me started on plantains.
I was like, hey, yo, this place is the best ever. But Tops Diner, trust me, like, if you go for BCS in Newark, if they have it in Newark again, go there. Trust. It is really good. It is really good.
Yeah.
You can never go wrong with pizza and wings, though. You can never go wrong with pizza and wings in Northeast. But that place
I just got to make sure. Go ahead.
That place was real good, man. That place was real good.
We got to go next time. Got to go. Yeah, no, because you just got to be careful with the plantains because my boy Peter, he loves to eat them plantains raw sometimes.
Peter's a psychopath. Every time Peter, like my interactions with Peter, I'm like, man, this man definitely belongs in a mental hospital. I was like, there's something wrong with Peter. I love the guy, man. Peter's my boy. But I was like, man, there's something wrong with Peter, man. I was like, somebody dropped him when he was little. I don't know what happened. But Peter comes up with the best stories, though. Like, he's the best.
I remember running up to him at that venue, and I asked him to do me a favor, and I came back and was like, hey, did you do that thing for me? He goes, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, dude, what? Oh, Peter.
I'm telling you, Peter's not white. Peter is not white. The man is... The man is just something else. He's like an albino Asian or something.
We do not claim him. We do not claim him.
Oh Jesus!
Fucking Peter's here too.
Oh, is it? Fucking tell him.
Yeah.
Tell him to go write the
Is he
sequel
there?
to Dune.
Yeah. He's watching the fucking stream on the other room.
Why is it? He should have just came on. He should just be like, "All right, give me the phone, Cristian. You go to sleep." And then like,
Like WrestleMania.
yeah.
I'm waiting for him to come on now.
He's gonna drop like a hard promo and then just hang up on us.
He's like, I did do the thing for you, Eddie. No, you didn't. You fucking liar.
He's like, "It's me,
Yeah.
Peter, the Meg
Yeah, no
Conley
problem.
master, but I hate Meg Conley because I played Nova Grappler and nobody wants to recognize that. So I hate everyone everyone in the Vanguard scene. Fuck you. I played Nova Grappler," and then just hang up the phone.
Apparently the man is cooking with Novos right now.
There's a few builds. I don't play premium. I will preface this very clearly. I do not play premium, but Cristian has known this for a little bit, that when I focus on a deck, I make like 20 different builds that somehow all work. So I've done it with Magnolia. I have all the premium stuff for Nova Grappler, so I do think I'm gonna play one event in premium. And
Okay.
only one, and I'm gonna see if it works in live practice. I'm just gonna build a deck and I'm gonna see if it works in live practice. It is gonna work because I've gotten 15 drive checks, but I don't know if that's the version I want to do because I will deck out. So we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out. All right.
I expect to see you at the top table.
I hope so. Man, I hope so. Because premium's fun. Premium's like out of like all three of them, right? Premium's like the psychopath version of it, right? Because you still have the OT, but you have people building some wild ass shit that even if you know the card pool, they'll be like, all right, what is this? Oh, this is Spike Brothers keys. Why? And then somehow it'll just go off because they just so happen to hit a draw trigger every damage for like the first 3 damage. You're like, all right, I guess you're the best. But like you know what I'm talking about, Cristian, right? Like people come up with some crazy shit and it'll just work randomly. But then like you look at them as like round 5 or something. Like, hey, how you doing? Oh man, I went X3 after that first round.
Oh, I know that too well. Oh.
The amount of people I surprise at the premium event with Thavas, like people didn't know that I could ride down with that deck, and they just like, I didn't know you could do that. That fucked me up so hard. I killed a Neo Nectar player where I thought, I was like, oh shit, it's Neo Nectar. Katrina's gonna kick my ass. Person never saw Stride.
I think it depends on how they built it, right? Because you could still be able to harass the shit out of people with tokens, even if you're not striding.
Yeah.
Like so,
I never let that happen.
Because now we have like there's like mushrooms, there's like, and you still get the force markers if you're grade 3s, and then you still get power off of other units. Now because of like the new D stuff, I don't know. I feel like you can still harass the shit out of people even if they're not striding.
Yeah.
So
you got mushrooms.
Yeah.
No, you got the orange that's on place, call a token.
Yeah, call a token. That's on place. So like you can have a full board on grade 1 and 2, essentially, because you can start on grade 1 if you like if you mushroom twice, essentially you have a full board.
Yeah.
And like if you ride what's it called, Sylvia gives you a token, and then you just spit out tokens all the time now with like the new stuff. So I don't know how they were like, oh, you ride to grade 3. I'd be like, all right, thanks. Swinging 10. I'm swinging 10, 15, 15. Again, I don't care. But, I guess it depends on how they built the deck and stuff like that. If they didn't know that you could ride down the grade 2 for thousands, they probably weren't having a good day.
This was round 1.
No.
Yeah. I mean, some people just play premium just because they're there, right? You got to think some people probably just play premium just because they're there. And it really depends on, like, what your locals plays, right? Because, like, my locals not play premium. So if I'm going into a tournament, I'm going in blind. But Cristian, your area plays a lot more premium, and you're up north, right? So if I want to play premium, I have to go up there.
Yeah. Well, people in my locals play premium, but the locals is standard most of the time. It's free fight, but you and your opponent got to agree, but if you don't agree, it's obviously standard.
Yeah, that's not even an option down here. Like, you're playing standard. You're not playing anything else.
Me, I don't like standard. It's hit yellow cards, persona ride, OT, you win.
No, I get you. It's changing a little bit more and more. Like, they're adding more interaction within your own deck. Obviously, premium, you can interact with your opponent on their turn with like G guards and stuff like that, and different effects depending on like what deck you're playing. I think the more, because like I'll use Ava as an example, right? The difference between like when we first started Overdress, and it was just like, all right, I played 2 rear guards, I have my Vanguard, all of these guys will swing, and then maybe with Magnolia I'll have a 4th attack, right? And all it was like Bastion and Bruce having big numbers. We're having more like subtle intricacies where you're starting to chain more attacks and do different shit with like different stuff. Shoji Doji is a good example of like coming out of the bind zone and swinging with stuff out of the bind zone. So it's adding more of like certain elements where I think it's getting better or more complex for like people that kind of focus just on premium and V premium. But I still understand the fact that the over trigger makes such a vast difference in like any of the game. But at the same time, like I'm playing V, right? My opponent's playing like what, Overlord, Force 2, swing, crit, and I lose at grade 2. It's the same. It feels the same, no matter what, right? So like it just depends on like your poison. I think my least favorite, personally, my least favorite is V, because of the way the meta was for like a while. Like and I'll go back, like way back, right? There was a time frame that people were only playing Melody, right?
Oh, that shit was annoying when it first came out.
And then there was some people were only playing Angel Feather. People were only playing Gurgwit. People were only playing Luard. So that left a sour taste, but it evolved after that. So it's not like that anymore as much. But like Overdress was kind of not like that, because it was Bruce. People were playing Bruce. People were playing Bastion. Bastion was winning a lot. But if you went to New York, Bastion was losing to the people playing Magnolia, like all the time. Like it was almost an auto loss for them. Like it was bad. So like there was like a triangle early on. So I think that's what made it a little bit better. And premium kind of like the same thing. Like it kind of grew out of it towards the end of premium, but like people were only playing Timely, 7th grade 1 rush. People were only playing Geese. Like so like but after it evolved out of it. So I think the transition of all the games are doing really well. Personally, I don't know how you feel about premium in its state right now. But I think it's healthier than what it was, for sure.
It's very healthier. You can play like a tier 1 deck and you can still do very well with it, even some tier 2 decks.
Mm-hmm. No, for sure. And like the meta will always shift. Obviously, premium is a little bit more open because you can get cards from Overdress and be like, ooh, I like this. It's like, but V is the only thing I'm kind of scared of, because I don't like what happens when we stop getting V collection, right? Premium will always grow because you can use anything, but V is on like the staircase down,
Yeah.
I don't know how you feel.
Yeah, because V is.
Go ahead. No, but
V is just freaking G retains.
Mm-hmm.
Just like original retains. That's all it is. It's just was it bigger numbers, more shields with grade 1s, triggers, and then you got gifts.
Gotcha.
So I mean, I expect V to die at some point when they just finish retaining everything.
Well, even if
when that happens,
if they get to that, because like right, like we don't have like the next thing is like what we have the special set, but that's mostly towards G, right? I think.
Yeah, history collection.
Yeah, history collection.
Yeah, the last like Soul V support that we got were those promo grade 2s that like all do the same thing except for one thing that is based on the clan. But even then, like I can't see them doing anything else with it.
Shut up, Mexican!
demonetized immediately. Oh my god! Oh no! Oh,
That was Kevin.
That was Kevin. Actually,
Yeah.
Maxine.
Yeah, he said hi. He said hi, Ed. By the way.
Hey, yeah, tell him I'm gonna give him that kiss in the mouth when I see him.
Jesus Christ! All
I
right.
hear you said it on TV, so
Yeah, I said it. I said it live. I did not hold back. I said I'm gonna kiss him in the mouth when I see him. I told him.
Lord.
I told him he was gonna get that big old smooch.
Oh.
Peter's gonna come in between. I bet you.
Hit him with the tongue. It's just,
Oh, Cristian, man, I appreciate you coming on. Thanks so much for joining us. Obviously, I'm looking forward to more events. If you stop by the Legacy Cup in Virginia Beach, that'd be great. You know, come say hi to the homie. Eat some ice cream with me. There's this place called Lolly's that sells like Cookie Monster ice cream. It's blue, but it does have cookie dough and Oreos in it, so that's why they call it Cookie Monster. But yeah. July 8th, be there or not. You know, no pressure.
Yeah.
It would be cool
I got
to see the homies. Appreciate you coming on. Any last shout outs here before we'll let you go?
Yeah, shout outs to my locals. You know, they've been putting in work. Some of them have been going from standard to premium. So, you know, just shout out to my teammates. You know, shout out to my four card guard to all my opponents, and then shout out to a good weekend.
Oh, yeah. All right, brother. Thank you so much for coming on, brother.
All right, pleasure. You guys have a good one.
We have to
Take
take
it
a
easy, man.
quick break chat, and we'll be right back. All right, that was a quick break. We're back, of course.
Yeah.
Me, Edward Vanmanz, joined by Eddie.
Hi.
Man, that was a good first YouTube try. I think I enjoyed myself.
I thought that was great.
We got like new stuff going on. We got a new like starting soon screen. We got some subs going through. We got like the transition going. The music is fine. I'll find out if we get the fucking we can curse. It's not for children. Let's see if we get fucking demonetized or whatever off of it later. We can see if we can even get monetized. It's hard. It's weird losing the Twitch subs and followers and kind of have to start all over. But like the Twitch stuff was kind of scaring me. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like no, I don't think it would have affected us much until we got like more sponsors. But I didn't want to take the chance. I think it's easier to move to YouTube. We can have the VODs up there. People can watch still the full kind of episodes going on. Mm-hmm. But excited for the weekend because we have new set coming out.
Can't wait.
We're gonna be two Legacy Cups coming up. One in New Jersey, the Legacy 500 as Nick Master Chaos 360 No Scope. Teabag Fortnite star had said.
Uber elite.
Yeah. He'll be joining us next week. That's gonna be fun. Let's kind of talk about the event, and it's gonna be like the week before. I think it's in 2 weeks, if I remember correctly.
Yes, it will be in 2 weeks. It's next week.
It's in next week.
The 17th. Yeah, next week. It's the 17th of June.
It is next week.
Yeah, so I guess
a few days before, essentially.
Yeah.
I might go. I might go. Maybe do a vlog of it because want to show people like the experience of going to a Legacy Cup and stuff like that. Obviously, the Final Turn Gaming is where it's gonna be hosted. They've always been really really good to us.
I love the guys over there. They're great.
Yeah, it's Team Gradelock, of course. So they're awesome. So hopefully we work with them more. I might actually put them on the banner as well. Now on the Legacy Cup in Virginia Beach is obviously where you can win the Bruce mat itself for top 8, the top 8 Bruce mat, and that's sick. It's from Fish Apps Lair, drew it himself. It's been all over Twitter. So top 8 will get that. I appreciate everybody coming through. For the people that were live in the chat, the boys are definitely hyping it up. The only thing I think I want to do at some point, I think we may need to do some Saturday streams, like Saturday morning, and bring some EU guys on.
Okay.
That's
that'd
what
be.
I think we may do. Next week we already have next Thursday. We have Nick coming on. We have Mike coming on. Mike's has a crazy Springfest run because they've been traveling all over. It's himself, Grierson, and oh my God, who's his 13? I forgot his name.
Oh yeah, I forget his name too. I see him all the time.
It's Nick. It's Nick Amato.
Mm.
I blanked. It's Mike, Nick, and Grierson have been traveling for a lot of the different Springfests. They hit up a few Canadas. They topped the Canadas. They did top the New York one as well. So they've been having a really good run on that.
We're invading the Americas now. They're just going. They're claiming territory.
Fuzzy said he doesn't want to stream so he can try to win the mat. Fuzzy, the mat is in the Virginia Beach one. It's not at the one in New Jersey. You'd have to travel to us to win it. You'd have to travel to me. And we won't stream that one. We'll just have people playing at the Virginia Beach one. See, Fuzzy, you've been misled. You've been misled. The Bruce mat is on the Virginia Beach side of things. The New Jersey one, I don't know what's going on there. That has nothing to do with me. Also, contents for legacy events. We got Ray. I'm just looking at the chat a little bit.
Yeah.
While we're winding down, kind of ending everything. Eddie, summary of today, the show. What'd you think?
Oh, fantastic! Talking to all the other guys who topped was so interesting because I played V that day, so hearing it from the D side, that's what a mess. What an absolute mess that was.
You wouldn't know. That's the thing. You wouldn't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't have known.
No one talked about it. Like it was almost like Fort Knox. But that is things that shouldn't happen.
No, like we had our own issues at V with deck check. Like 5 rounds to deck check. I was the last person. We were 8th. I'm the last seat, and I didn't get checked until like 2 hours into the deck check, and I was like, I don't want to be here anymore.
I think it is a problem with volunteering. Like they don't get enough of them because what is it like? So 9-round tournament for 8 rounds for standard,
8 rounds for
and 5 for V, and they had maybe 5 judges.
Yeah, like I saw 5 or 6. One guy I know personally, he was exhausted. He was running around.
It's impossible to even take breaks. Like, what do you take? One person takes a break. There's 4. Excuse me. There's 4 people now on the floor. That's hard, and they need to kind of refocus on how do you get these volunteers? How do you get people to volunteer? I think they need to kind of refocus and restructure that thing because it's not working.
Yeah, it's less incentivized now. Like I heard they don't get much, or if anything at all, at the end of it.
From when I did it, it was you get essentially the minimum wage of whatever the state is. That alone, I'm not doing it. Like,
yeah, no, I'd much rather product. Pay me in product.
I'm an adult. Yeah, I'm on a big pay me in product thing. I mean, because even if as a judge you get the promos for the day, it's still not worth it. Because everybody gets the promos for the day. Like, it's not like you're getting anything crazy. Like, maybe if like they give you a play set of each of the promo. No, like there's no incentive to do it. To be honest. Yeah, Fuzzy D top cut was not it. They mispaired top 4 after some of the games had ended, and they were almost going to repair top 4 after a game was decided. Like one team was already done. But
It's a shame.
Yeah, I mean it's attention to detail. It is what it is. But like the
Yeah.
thing is like the big issue is like, you know, he's been like I can't blame him at the same time because they've been there for however many hours with 5 people with like 400, 500 people to look over. You know, so it is hard. But I think they need to restructure that and try to find a solution. Hopefully, you know, more people volunteer and they're able to get people to volunteer. But I think product is the solution, personally, because I will always volunteer for product. I'll be like, psh.
Oh yeah.
Because when I volunteered for, we made Springfest when they used to have a national, so you got invited to like another location. They did it at Anime Expo. I volunteered one day. They gave me half a case of product.
Oh my god. That's
So-
fantastic.
So like, but because ultimately like, they're like it doesn't hurt anything because they have it. Like if you work at Bushiroad, from what I've seen, they make you a deck, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they have shit just laying around. They could just be like, all right, here, take these boxes. Like it doesn't hurt anything.
My big question is, like, I've been to a Yu-Gi-Oh event, like a pretty big scaled Yu-Gi-Oh event, and the entry was like maybe $15. And at the end of the day, I saw the judges walk out, and they just had like a fat stack of packs. So, like, maybe if like a small entry fee for the players could pay towards something like that, maybe I think that'd be better. But I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know
It's
what
it's
would-
hard. It's hard because like I can't judge the event because like 5 people to 300 is so impossible. Like,
Mhm.
like yeah, we had
It's
2
insane.
repairs, 1 silent repair, but it's so impossible to do because you got to think about it also. One of them was probably a TO, one of them was the head judge, so you have maybe 3 people running around. It's impossible to do. Like bless them. Like Alphonse volunteered. God bless them. Yeah, the judge
Yeah.
promos are not it. They're just hot stamped there. The judge promos now, I make no sense because I got Worlds promos when I judged. Like at the end of the year, they gave me the Worlds promo. Like I got a foil of each of them from each format. So like it was, but I got a Worlds Buddy Fight Asmo. I got the Worlds White Shorts one. And I got a Worlds Claret Sword. Like they gave that to me when I judged. So I don't know what happened, like why it's gone like declined. Because now like you need like judge points and like have to trade in judge points for judge promos that are comments with a hot stamp. That's not it. That's not. I don't care. Like, what was the last judge promo? Barrow Magus. Like, why? Like,
Oh god.
I wouldn't want to common Barrow Magus with a judge promo on it. And then like it was like Isolt, the PG was the other one. It's weird. It's weird. I think they need to restructure it and kind of relook at it. But Bushiroad has so much on their plate already, with at least the events team to try to get the locations, schedule all these locations, book them for like next year. Because you got to think about it, they should already be booking for championship BCS. So
Yeah.
it's a rough ass, but like it's so I don't know. I think it can improve, but I don't know if it's like what they would do. Because like there's so much on like the Bushiroad people's plates, so it's like it's hard to say like, oh, they can do this tomorrow, but like they have Bushiroad Rumble Online, now they have Springfest, then they have BCS, and then they do the Bushiroad on the road thing where they go to different cons and stuff like that. At what point do you sit down and be like, all right, let me go ahead and plan what we need to do so we can get more volunteers in our thing? I think the solution, honestly, is getting rid of that minimum wage thing to product, or at least give you the option to get product, or revamp the promos like how they were. Like when we would go before, we'd get a playset of each promo for every game. You get the playmat no matter what, each playmat. You would also get at the end of the year, at least, we got the Worlds promos. Like you didn't have to, you just had to go to one regional to judge, to do that, essentially. That's how it used to be. Now it's much harder, much different.
Yeah, it doesn't they do have a lot on their plate, especially with the new game launching in our part very soon. So yeah, it's It's a tough balancing act.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if Shadowverse is going to be the same team though. Is the thing, because they have like the side games element of it. I know it's made by Bushiroad and stuff like that. I don't know if that's going to be a separate team that they've been hired for it. Because the way they're doing their events is shop, tournament, to bigger tournament.
Right. Yeah, so their team would obviously be organizing it differently.
Maybe it would be the same team. I don't know. I don't know. That's adds a whole nother thing, because right, you have the shop tournaments. You have to get the reports for the shop tournaments, and then they go to like a regional and then worlds. So it's like that's going to be a balancing act as well, because if you have to put that in between, what's it called, like the BCSs and the Springfest, where does Shadowverse fit, and like what's the team with that? Like, is Psy Games running that, or is Bushiroad running that? Right. We don't know. That's up in the air.
Only time will tell.
For sure. But Shadowverse, interesting game. I don't know if you demoed it. I had a chance to demo it. Fairly simple early on. I think probably gets crazier as time goes.
Yeah, I demoed it. I just kind of wish it wasn't a scripted demo. That felt a little strange because the decks felt playable just as they were. So, but
yeah, there were the starter decks. They were the green one and the yellow one. Mm-hmm. So you can definitely need to be scripted per se. What is it called? It was Fairy Princess and Abulation. I think it was the yellow one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess it was a demo deck, not really the starter deck, because it didn't have all of the units. Because I looked through it, I was like, I'm gonna pick this up. So like it was more of a demo deck than it was like the actual starter deck. But I think it's still playable. That you can, as long as you knew the rules, you can still play it out and kind of see how it gets to the end of the game and stuff like that.
Right.
So I agree with you. I agree with that.
Yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it. The guy teaching it seemed to be done after like the 4th or 5th demo of the day. He's like, I'm so sick of this. I've said the same thing 700 times.
Yeah, it's such a quick demo too, so it's not like it's anything super, super demanding. But Shadowverse Evolved should... It's crazy because there's so many card games now, but adding Shadowverse Evolved to it on top of all the other card games is... You think it's insane, right?
Yeah. I wonder how they're going to do with either trying to compete for like a spot in everybody's vision or their like radar of what to pick up. So we'll see what happens
with Psy Games. Psy Games makes very, very good games. They had Dragalia Lost. Obviously, Shadowverse has been out for a little bit now. My thing is like, will the people that have been playing Shadowverse virtually go to the TCG and like dominate the TCG? Right. And how that will affect the growth of Shadowverse. Because there have been people, obviously, that have been on it for a little bit, and they can technically come in and just rail through people that are learning the game and kind of a little bit behind. So we'll see. I think. But I think the game is good. But I also thought Buddy Fight was very good. 07 Dragalia Lost. Man, I love that game. That game was so good. But no, like realistically, Buddy Fight's mechanics are very, very good. It got a little bit crazy towards the end as far as like being able to like OTK people, but like it had like counter, like you had player interaction, you had like your own thing going on as well. So like it mechanically wise, it was very, very good. The name maybe killed it. I don't know. It was better than Luck and Logic for sure.
Yeah, we don't talk about that one. Oh man.
And I don't think what's the other one? Dragoborn. I don't even think that got a chance. That just
no, it didn't. The sleeves were cool. Like it came out the sleeves, and that was it.
Yeah, I don't know about Dragoborn. Like I didn't even get to try that game. That game was just there and done. And apparently there was a Worlds for it. Like you can go to Worlds for Dragoborn, but
honestly forgot about it until you mentioned it right now.
Jesus. All right, Eddie. Let's I'm going for 2 hours now. I think that's a good time.
I think that's solid.
I think that's a good time. Last words here for the chat for everybody out there.
Everybody, be sure to hit up your local game stores tomorrow for set 10. It's going to be an interesting and exciting new meta, and play Unica.
Play Unica is the tech of the week. Appreciate everybody joining us for our first YouTube run. Obviously, the VOD will be posted for people that join us later on. If you guys can hit the subscribe and the like button, I think we got to do that now because I'm on YouTube. Before I didn't even care if people sub.
Like and subscribe.
Now I gotta care if people like and subscribe because that's free. Before I was like, don't sub to me, just give me only the Amazon money. But now I don't even want that. I just want the like and sub. Just press the buttons. We'll be back, of course, next Thursday. And then after that, I can't tell you because I haven't gotten the guests for the week after because I usually just do 1 week at a time. And we'll figure it out from there. I really want to get people from EU. I want to get their perspective on their stuff. And we did have some people from EU come to Jersey as far as Echo. And who else came? There are a few people that traveled into the U.S. as far as Newark and stuff like that are still traveling.
Had no idea.
But Echo came from EU side of things, so I want to get his perspective on like the day and stuff like that compared to like the EU side of things. For sure, maybe I'll ask him to be on a Saturday. That way we can get him on. That's what I'm gonna do. All right, I'm gonna work on some stuff. I appreciate everybody. Obviously, if there's anybody you want to see, comment, leave it there. Well, other than that, goodbye, everybody. Thank you.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you.